Hello guys, welcome to this episode. So we are going uh, to treat past question on biology, Jamb 2015. So let's start. So the first question states thus: which of the following factors can bring about competition population? So which of the following factors can bring about competition population? So A, emigration; B, drought; C, mortality; D, dispersion. So this question states is from competition. So competition is the process whereby organisms struggle for food due to food scarcity. So that's what population mean. Or when there is high population in a particular habitat, organism will need to compete for food, for space, for habitat, for mates. They're going to what? They're going to compete. So now we need to know the meaning of each of the options so that we can get to the right answer. So emigration is the process whereby organism migrates from one habitat to another. So emigration is out of the option because organism is moving from that habitat to another habitat. Thereby, the population of that habitat is going to reduce, thereby reducing population. So reducing the population, thereby competition will be less, or it may not even happen again. So that's what we call emigration. Drought means shortage of food, when there is no food. I will not talk about that. Mortality is the process whereby organism die. It is the main it means death rates. Is when organism die or goes into extinction. So when organism dies, it means that the number of organisms is going to reduce, thereby competition will still remain low. It will not be high again because organism that may cause competition die. So the competition is going to what? Reduce. So it may not even occur again. Also, dispersion means the organism they scatter. So when they scattered, so the competition is what? Is going to what? Reduce. Thereby, so we cannot say competition happen. But drought means shortage of food or absence, when there is absence of rainfall. So when there's absence of rainfall, everything will be dry, no food. So the limited food that is present in the habitat, organism will need to what? Fight for it, compete for it. So our right option here is what? Drought. So I will look for the next question. So let me run to the next question. Okay, now, so the next question. One adaptation shown by hydrophytes in freshwater habitat is the dash. A, waxy cuticle on shoot surface. B, poor development of roots and xylem tissues. C, well-developed roots and supporting system. D, leaves reduced to spines. So we have three types of plants based on the habitat they have. We have hydrophytes, we have xerophytes, and we have mesophytes. Hydrophytes are the plants that grows where there is water or on water or on aquatic area. While mesophytes are the plants that grows in a place that is not too dry or too wet. So that's what we call mesophytes. Xerophytes are the plants that grows in a place that is dry, maybe a desert or a place that has absence of water. So that's what we call xerophytes. So if a plant is a xerophyte, it will be looking for a method to conserve the little water it has because it grows on a dry land. So if a plant is an hydrophyte, that is on water, it grows on water, it will also be looking for the way so that you know that there is many water already. so that it will not absorb a lot of water. It needs a structure that is strong so that the water current is not going to crack it or break it. So now the roots must not be well developed. If it is well developed, it is a problem for the plant. So now our right answer here is poor development of roots and xylem tissues. Poor development of what? Roots and xylem tissues. So our right option here is option B. Our right option is what? Option B. So let's move to the next question. So now, the pancreas secretes enzymes for the digestion of dash. A. Fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. B. Fats, vitamins, and cellulose. C. Fat, carbohydrates, and vitamins. D. Protein, cellulose, and vitamins. So now, in the pancreas, it secretes 3 enzymes. So the enzymes are pancreas lipase, amylase, and trypsin. So the function of pancreas lipase is that it acts upon fats. Amylase, it acts on starch, which is a what? Carbohydrates. While trypsin, it acts on fats. So the pancreas secretes enzymes for the digestion of, so our right answer here is fats, proteins, and what? Carbohydrates, because pancreas secretes enzymes that act on fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. So let me mention those enzymes again. Pancreas enzymes. Pancreas secretes 3 enzymes. The first enzyme is pancreatic lipase. The second enzyme is amylase. The third enzyme is trypsin. Pancreas lipase, it acts on fats. Trypsin, amylase acts on starch, which is a carbohydrate. Trypsin acts on protein. So that is that. So our right option here is option A. So let's move to the next question. So now, an example of a sex-linked trait is the dash. A. Color of the skin in humans. B. Ability to roll the tongue. C. Possession of facial hair in adult humans. D. Ability to grow long hair in females. So now, an example of sex-linked traits. So we have sex-linked character. So some of the example of sex-linked character is badness, color blindness. Badness is having maybe your hair does not grow in the forehead in your head. So that's badness. We have color blindness, albinism, and so on and so forth. So here, our right answer is possession of facial hair in adult humans. So our right option is option C. Option C. So let's go to the next question. A water medium is necessary for fertilization in dash. A. Conifers. B. Fungi. C. Ferns. D. Angiosperms. So now we have the class and we have a phyla or a phylum which is called Pteridophyta. Pteridophyta, they grow in a place that contains water that they can suck through their roots. So they don't grow normally. They grow at the top of maybe a palm tree. They grow on the top of a tree, but they are going to grow at exact place that they are tapping water. So they need water for them to grow on the top of what? They grow up as part of a plant. They are not part of that plant, but they are going to grow maybe like a coil plant. They are going to grow on the top of that plant, maybe on the neck. They are going to grow. So they will now be sucking water from the part of that plant. So they need water for their what? For their fertilization. so they need water. So the water medium necessary for fertilization in what? So example of that steridophyta is fence. So fence, Ferns. So our right option here is option C. Let's move to the next question. So now the next question, the causative agent of bird flu is a dash. A. Protozoa. B. Virus. C. Bacterium. D. Fungus. So the causative agent of bird flu is what? Is a virus. So virus causes bird flu. It causes bird flu in terms of disease. It's a topic in disease. Disease of animals or organisms. So our right option here is what? Option C. So causative agent of bird flu is a virus. So let's move to the next question. So the chromosomes of members of the kingdom Monera are within the dash. A. Nucleoplasm. B. Nucleolus. C. Nucleus. D. Cytoplasm. So now, what are the examples of Monera? The main example of Monera is bacteria. So the characteristics of Monera is that they don't have true nucleus. Instead, they have about nucleic material. So now, the chromosomes of members of the kingdom Monera are within the cytoplasm. So that's our right option. Our right option is what? Cytoplasm. So let's move to the next question. So the theory which supports the view that the large muscles developed by an athlete will be passed on to the offspring was proposed by dash. A. Mendel. B. Lamarck. C. Darwin. D. Pasteur. So now, the theory which supports the view that the large muscles developed by athletes are the people that run or perform sports activities, so will be passed on to the offspring was proposed by. So Mendel does not work on something like this. Instead, Mendel is the father of genetics. Mendel work on genetics. Also, Darwin works on natural selection in that same topic, which is evolution, which also I'm going to talk about it now. Also, Pasteur does not work on the theory which supports that. So our right option here is Lamarck. Lamarck proposed this theory that even if a giraffe the reason why the neck of giraffe is long is that when they are eating, they are going to stretch their head. So that's why their head becomes long. So, and scientists disprove the law that it is what? Invalid, that they normally have a long head. So that's why they call Jean Lamarck's theory of use and disuse. So that theory is called theory of use and disuse. So the theory which supports this view that the large muscles developed by an athlete will be passed on to the offspring was proposed by what? Jean Lamarck. So the scientists disproved it, that it's not possible for something like that to happen. So our right option here is what? Option B, Jean Lamarck. So let's move to the next question. So now, which of the following use diffusion as the principal method of gaseous exchange? So now we are talking about the organism using diffusion as the principal method of gaseous exchange. So now, for an organism to use diffusion as its principal method of gaseous exchange, it means that organism is a simple organism. That is, the body part of that organism is very simple or not complex. It is it has a simple respiratory organ. So now let's look at the option: grasshopper, rat spines, C. lizard, D. earthworm. So looking at the option critically, the organism with very low or simple respiratory system is earthworm. So earthworm can carry its gaseous exchange by simple diffusion. So our right option here is what? Earthworm. So the reason why we higher organism cannot why diffusion is not sufficient for us is that we have a very complex respiratory organ. So we cannot use ordinary diffusion for our respiration. So we normally use diffusion, but diffusion will not occur from where we breathe inside the body, but it will occur in the body. Diffusion will occur in the body. Will occur in the body. So will occur in the body. So we cannot use diffusion as our main source of gaseous exchange, unlike earthworm, because the respiratory organ of earthworm is what? More simple, or more simpler, is simpler than other respiratory organ. So our right option here is what? Option D. So let's move to the next question. The eye defects that rises because the cornea is not curved smoothly is dash. A. Astigmatism. B. Short-sightedness. C. Long-sightedness. D. Presbyopia. So let's start from the bottom. So presbyopia is the condition whereby the ciliary muscle can no longer contract or relax. So presbyopia occurs due to old age. When your eye is old, maybe you are 60 years above, 70 years above, and your ciliary muscle can no more relax or contract. So thereby you are not seeing what you are not seeing very well, because your ciliary muscle does not is having a hard time in contrasting and relaxing. So that is what we call presbyopia. So also the option C, long-sightedness, also called hypermetropia. So is a condition whereby the image is formed at the back of the retina. Instead the image is supposed to form on the retina. The image is now formed at the back of a retina. So it can be corrected. It can be corrected by simple you can use convex lens for correcting your long-sightedness, or you use converging lens. It's the same thing as convex lens. So also option B, short-sightedness. Another name for short-sightedness is myopia. Of course, when image forms before the retina, so it can be corrected using a concave lens. So now astigmatism. So it's the eye defect that rises when the cornea is not curved smoothly. When your cornea is not curved smoothly, so astigmatism is going to occur. You'll be having a hard time to identify a straight line. You will not know if the line is straight. So what can we do to correct astigmatism? You are going to use a cylindrical lens to control your eye defects if you have astigmatism. So what you are going to notice is that you will not recognize a straight line because your cornea is not smoothly curved. So to correct it, you are going to use cylindrical lens. So our right option is option A. So let's move to the next. So that's that for today's episode. So I will urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting video like this. Bye bye. I wish you success in all dealing.